was no thunder, no warning sign, just a softer beat inside my mind. The world kept moving loud and fast, but something in me gently passed. I didn't cry, I didn't break, no sharp goodbye I had to face. Just a stillness I'd never known, like my heart chose to be alone. I thought silence meant I lost my way, feeling less meant feeling empty. But in the hush where nothing speaks, I found a truth that stayed with me. It was the day my heart went quiet, no more screaming in my chest, no more fighting every moment, just to prove I tried my best. It was the day my heart went quiet, and I finally understood. Peace doesn't come from fixing pain, it comes from knowing when to stop. The guitar plays in open space, like all the noise just fell away. The cello holds the days I ran from who I was to who I am. The rhythm slows my racing thoughts, soft brush and kick undo the knots, and the bass beneath my breath reminds me I am still here, still there. I chased the fire, I chased the spark, mistook exhaustion for a heart. But in this calm I start to hear what matters when the sound is clear. It was the day my heart went quiet, no more screaming in my chest, no more fighting every moment, just to prove I tried my best. It was the day my heart went quiet, and I finally understood. Peace doesn't come from fixing pain, it comes from knowing when to stop. Maybe healing isn't bright, maybe it's a dimming light, where the noise begins to fade and nothing needs to be explained. I was scared of feeling less, afraid calm and emptiness. But in this stillness I can see my heart was asking honesty. On the day my heart went quiet, I didn't disappear, I just laid my armor down and finally stayed right here. On the day my heart went quiet, I learned what peace can do. It didn't take my fire away, it taught it when to move. No sound, no fight, just peace. If I could stay a little longer in the moments we once knew, I would hold on to the silence just to feel a piece of you. Every second slipping slowly, like it's scared to disappear. I keep reaching for forever, but forever's not here. I never thought I'd see the day where love would slowly fade away. If I could stay a little longer, I would never let you go. I would live inside the echoes of a love I used to know. If I could stay a little longer, I would fix what fell apart. But time won't wait for broken souls or a half-held heart. The guitar plays what we once felt, soft but fading in the air. The cello cries the truth I hear in the weight I couldn't bear. The rhythm keeps on moving forward, even when I'm standing still. And the bass beneath my heartbeat reminds me I'm here still. I try to fight what I can't change, but love was never mine to save. If I could stay a little longer, I would learn to say goodbye. I would let the moment hold me instead of asking why. Yeah, if I could stay a little longer, I would finally understand that love is not in holding on, but letting go again. Maybe moments aren't forever, maybe they're just passing through, leaving pieces of their meaning in the hearts they once knew. And maybe I don't need to stay to carry you in every way. I couldn't stay a little longer, but I won't forget your name. Every memory we built still burns like gentle flame. I couldn't stay a little longer, but I found a way to heal through the love I had for you. I learned how to feel. Kept the love. I've been packing up the years, every doubt, every fear, not to run, not to erase, just to finally give them space. I wore my hurt like it was home, like pain was all I'd ever known. But tonight I feel a call that tells my heart to move along. I don't need to carry proof of everything I lived through. If the past has played its part, I can leave it where it starts. So I leave the pain where it belongs, in the chapters that are gone. I don't have to drag it with just to know where I came from. I leave the pain where it belongs, not deny, just lay to rest. I keep the wisdom, lose the weight, and take a breath. guitar fades in open air, like a truth that's finally fair. The cello holds the weight I share, every tear I never said. The rhythm steadies what remains, soft brush and kick like falling rain. And the bass beneath my skin says you're allowed to start again. I mistook the scars for chains, thought I'd break if I changed lanes. But letting go doesn't erase what made me strong along the way. So I leave the pain where it belongs, in the chapters that are gone. I don't have to drag it with me, just to know where I came from. I leave the pain where it belongs, not deny, just lay to rest. I keep the wisdom, lose the weight. Ooh, and take a breath, and take a breath. Maybe it's the final cost of choosing peace over proof, of trusting life to carry truth. I don't need the hurt to stay, to honor what it had to say. I heard it clearly, loud and strong. Now I know where it belongs. Now I leave the pain where it belongs, in the past where it can rest. I don't owe my wounds a future just because they knew my chest. I leave the pain where it belongs, I don't fear what's coming next. What once was heavy made me wise, now I choose what's left. I leave it there and walk on. I thought the end would break me down, turn my sky to ash and gray. I felt the weight of everything start to slowly drift away. The ground beneath me disappeared, every truth I knew was gone. But in the chaos of it all, I found the strength to carry on. I was losing who I'd been, but maybe that's where I begin. I found myself in the falling apart, in every crack inside my heart. Every piece I couldn't save showed me I was still brave. I found myself in the falling apart, in the ruins, in the dark. Not the end I feared to see, but the start of becoming me. The guitar rings like something new, not just pain, but something true. The cello holds what once was fear, now it feels so strangely clear. The rhythm pushes through my chest, like it knows I've passed the test. And the bass beneath my skin feels like I can breathe again. I thought breaking meant the end, now I see it's where I'm in. I found myself in the falling apart, in every scar and every mark, every tear I couldn't hide. just to see what we can take, not to shatter into dust, but rebuild from what we lost. And maybe pain is just the door to something stronger than before. I found myself in the falling apart. Now I'm stronger than the start. Every wound became a flame, lighting up a different way. I found myself in the falling apart. Now I know just who I am. From the pieces left behind, I rebuilt this heart of mine. I became
The sunlight falls on trembling skin, on places I kept locking in. Every line I tried to hide now breathes beneath the open sky. I don't turn away this time from the truth I used to fight. In the warmth of honest pain, I finally feel my strength remain. I was scared of every trace, every crack upon my face. But now I see in softer view, these scars were shaping something true. These scars beneath the morning light used to feel like borrowed shame. Now they feel like borrowed time. I survived, I overcame. These scars beneath the morning light whisper what I couldn't say. I was breaking every night just to rise another day. Now these scars beneath the morning light shine like crowns I never wore. Every wound becomes a sign of what my heart was fighting for. These scars beneath the morning light are not my past, they're my proof. I was cut but not removed. I was broken, still I move. What once felt wrong now feels true. What once was pain now shines through. I've been speaking to the walls again, like they're older than my sins. Every shadow knows my shade, every doubt knows where I've been. I kept my fear beneath my tongue, like a loaded silent gun. But tonight I'm out of breath from running from myself again. I try to drown it in the noise, in the dark and broken choice, but in the stillness of this slow release, I feel my hands begin to ease. This is where my fear finally sleeps, on the floor where my courage learned to bleed. Every trembling step I used to keep now walks away from the weight it keeps. This is where my fear finally sleeps, not in chains but in memories. I don't fight it, I don't flee. This is where my fear finally sleeps. Cello hums my darkened years, all the nights I hid my tears. The guitar breaks in gentle lines, like all the truth I left behind. The rhythm pulls my broken pace, soft brush and kick like saving grace. And the bass beneath my shaking chest says, you don't have to be your past. I've been bending under doubt, trying just to make it out. But in this quiet, low and deep, I feel my fear unlearn to speak. This is where my fear finally sleeps, on the floor where my courage learned to bleed. Every trembling step I used to keep now walks away from the weight it keeps. This is where my fear finally sleeps, not in chains but in memories. I don't fight it, I don't flee. This is where my fear finally sleeps. Maybe fear was never my enemy, just a voice that tried to steady me, tried to keep me small and still. From the edge of every hill I cursed its name. I fed the fire of all the things I still desired, but now I see it closing its eyes as I finally choose my life. Now this is where my fear finally sleeps, in the arms of who I choose to be. Every scar it tried to keep now belongs to my belief. This is where my fear finally sleeps, not erased, just laid at peace. I don't carry it with me. This is where my fear finally sleeps. This is where my fear finally sleeps. In the quiet, I am fleeing. I've been waking up already tired, chasing peace I never acquired. Every night I held my breath, afraid of silence, afraid of rest. I kept my guard against the calm, that letting go would cause me harm. But in the stillness of this place, my heart slows down
it softens pace. I thought rest meant giving in, letting failure pull me in. But maybe rest is how I start, listening closer to my heart. When the heart learns to rest, it doesn't mean it's giving up, it just stops carrying the weight. It was never meant to hold so much. When the heart learns to rest, every ache begins to fade. I don't need to fix it all tonight, I just need to stay. The guitar breathes in open chords, like doors I've never opened before. The cello hums my restless years, all the doubts, all the fears. The rhythm moves like steady rain, soft brush and kick ease the strain. And the bass beneath my chest says you're safe now, you can rest. I mistook noise for being strong, kept myself moving all along. But in this quiet I can feel what it's like when wounds can heal. When the heart learns to rest, it doesn't mean it's giving up, it just stops carrying the weight. It was never meant to hold so much. When the heart learns to rest, every ache begins to fade. I don't need to fix it all tonight, I just need to stay. Maybe peace is not a place, but learning how to slow my pace. Maybe faith is trusting time to heal the hurt in gentle line. I've been hard on who I am, demanding more than I can stand. But mercy starts when I confess, I'm allowed to need some rest. Now the heart has learned to rest, not afraid of quiet days. Every breath feels more like home than the rush I used to chase. When the heart learns to rest, I don't fear what's coming next. I don't need to win this war, I just need to live in this calm. I rest. I've been holding every should've been, every silence, every unseen sin, carried like a second skin, afraid of what I lose if I let it in. The night kept score of all my doubt, every promise I couldn't work out. But in the hush before the dawn, I feel the grip beginning to soften. I thought this weight was who I am, the mark I couldn't ever stand. There's something whispers calm and true, I don't have to keep carrying you. This is the way I finally relieve, not forgotten, just set at peace. Every chain I thought I needed falls away so quietly. This is the way I finally release. I don't need it to believe I've been strong in all the wrong ways. Now I'm choosing ease. The guitar opens broken doors to nights I
I couldn't face before. The cello holds my heavy years, all the love, the loss, the fears. The rhythm moves me step by step, soft brush and kick like catching breath. And the bass beneath my chest says, you're allowed to lay this down and rest. I ran so far to feel in control, mistook the load for having the goal. But in this stillness I can see what's meant for me will stay with me. This is the way I finally relieve, not forgotten, just set at peace. Every chain I thought I needed falls away so quietly. This is the way I finally relieve. I don't need it to believe I've been strong in all the wrong ways. Now I'm choosing ease. Maybe strength is learning when to stop, to loosen hands, to let things drop. Maybe faith is trusting time to heal the heart in gentle line. I don't need to prove I tried, every scar already testified. In letting go, I finally see there's more of life left here for me. Now the weight I finally release turns the dark into relief. Every breath I couldn't feel now reminds me what is real. This is the weight I finally release. I don't need to outrun the past, I'm not giving up, I'm giving space. It's enough at last, I let it go, I let it rest.
The silence after you left still lingers in the air, like every word we never said is waiting somewhere there. The room still feels your presence in ways I can't explain, like echoes of your laughter are dancing through the pain. I didn't know how loud it gets when love turns into emptiness. The silence after you left is louder than before. Every heartbeat sounds like footsteps walking out the door. The silence after you left still calls out your name, but there's no voice to answer, only echoes of the same. The guitar plays in broken whispers, like it's scared to speak too loud. The cello holds the weight of loss that I can't say out loud. The rhythm barely keeps me breathing, like a fragile thread of sound. And the bass beneath my chest feels the absence all around. quiet noise too cold. But silence shows me what I hold. The silence after you left is something I can't escape. Every quiet moment reminds me of a space you couldn't stay. The silence after you left is heavy, cold and real. It's somewhere deep inside of it I'm learning how to heal. Maybe silence isn't empty, maybe it's where truth remains, where the love we couldn't carry slowly drifts into the pain. And maybe in this quiet space I can finally find my place. The silence after you left doesn't break me like before. Every echo feels like closure I was searching for. The silence after you left still holds what we once knew, but it doesn't pull me under. I'm rising without you. In the silence, I'm still here. I was never ready to lose you, never thought I'd have to try. We were writing something endless, never planned a last goodbye. Every word we left unfinished, every promise left behind, now they echo in the silence like a storm inside my mind. I kept believing we had time, but time was never on our side. I was never ready to lose you, never ready for the fall. I was holding on to forever while you were letting go of it all. I was never ready to lose you, never ready to let go. Now I'm learning how to breathe again in a world I barely know. The guitar plays like it remembers every moment we once knew. The cello cries beneath the surface of a love I thought was true. The rhythm tries to keep me moving, but my feet are standing still. And the bass beneath my heartbeat feels the emptiness you filled. I thought love would never fade, but even light can slip away. I was never ready to lose you, not the way it came so fast, like a page turned in a second, from a future to the past. I was never ready to lose you, but I'm here and still I stand, trying to understand the ending I was never meant to plan. we just fall together till we can't pretend no more. And maybe losing doesn't mean that what we had was just a dream. I was never ready to lose you, but I'm learning how to heal. Every tear becomes a lesson, every wound becomes more real. I was never ready to lose you, but I won't erase your name. You were part of who I am now, and that will never change. I wasn't ready, but I survived. I don't have words that can fix you, no golden lines to make it right. Just a song I wrote in silence for the nights you couldn't fight. If your hands are tired of holding, if your smile feels borrowed today, sit with me beside this moment. You don't have to be okay. Some pain doesn't need an answer, it just needs to be heard. These are soft songs for broken hearts, not to heal you, just to stay. For the tears that fall in darkness when you don't know what to say. These are soft songs for broken hearts, for the love you couldn't save. You're not weak for feeling deeply, you're just human. That's okay. I've seen brave souls fall in silence, still smiling through the ache, carrying the weight of others while their own hearts slowly break. If you've been strong for far too long and forgot how rest feels like, let this melody remind you, even cracks still catch the light. You don't have to fix tomorrow, just survive tonight. These are soft songs for broken hearts, not to promise something new, just a place to lay your sorrow till the pain feels less like you. These are soft songs for broken hearts, for the ones who love too much. If the world feels sharp and heavy, let this song be soft enough. Maybe healing isn't moving on, maybe it's learning how to stay with the parts of you that hurt the most and loving them anyway. These are soft songs for broken hearts, for the nights you feel alone. You don't need to be a hero, just breathe and let it go. These are soft songs for broken hearts, written quietly sincere. If this song is holding you now, then I'm glad you're still here. Some hearts don't need to be saved, they just need a softer place. I forgot how it was meant to feel, when every breath just learned to kneel I live my life in shallow lines, afraid of drowning in my mind. The days kept moving, I stood still, carrying weight against my will. But somewhere in the quiet pain, my lungs remember how to change. I've been holding on too tight to every fear, to every night. But in this pause I finally see what letting go could give to me. I'm learning to breathe again, not rushing through the hurt and fear. I'm learning to feel again, letting the truth get closer here. Every moment I survive feels like a chance to start again. I'm not broken, just becoming. I'm learning to breathe again. The guitar opens fragile doors to things I've never faced before. The cello speaks in long, low cries, like all the tears I kept inside. The rhythm walks me through the dark, soft brush and kick like gentle sparks. And the bass beneath my shaking chest says you're alive, and that's enough. I chase the strength to never fall, mistook control for standing tall. But in this weakness, soft and real, I finally feel what I can't feel. I'm learning to breathe again, not fighting every thought I hear. I'm learning to be again, without the weight of all these years. Every breath that fills my lungs feels like forgiveness settling in. I'm not lost, just learning. Maybe healing takes its time, maybe peace arrives in lines of quiet days, in softer nights, not sudden sparks or blinding lights. I've been afraid to feel this slow, afraid of what I'd come to know. But breathing in without defense feels like my first act of self-respect. Now I'm learning to breathe again, with every scar and every truth. I don't need to outrun the past, I just need to walk it through. Every breath becomes a vow to stay present where I am. I'm not healed, but I am here. I'm learning to breathe again. I've been speaking to the walls again, like they're older than my sins. Every shadow knows my shape, every doubt knows where I've been. I kept my fear beneath my tongue, like a loaded silent gun. But tonight I'm out of breath from running from myself again. I try to drown it in the noise, in the dark and broken choice. But in the stillness of this slow release, I feel my hands begin to ease. This is where my fear finally sleeps, on the floor where my courage learned to bleed. Every trembling step I used to keep now walks away from the weight it keeps. This is where my fear finally sleeps, not in chains but in memories. I don't fight it, I don't flee. This is where my fear finally sleeps. This hello hums my darkened years, all the nights I hid my tears. The guitar breaks in gentle lines, like all the truth I left behind. The rhythm pulls my broken pace, soft brush and kick like saving grace. In the bass beneath my shaking chest says you don't have to be your past. I've been bending under doubt, trying just to make it out. But in this quiet, low and deep, I feel my fear unlearn to speak. This is where my fear finally sleeps, on the floor where my courage learned to bleed. Every trembling step I used to keep now walks away from the weight it keeps. This is where my fear finally sleeps, not in chains but in memories. I don't fight it, I don't flee. This is where my fear finally sleeps. Maybe fear was never my enemy, just a voice that tried to steady me, try to keep me small and still. From the edge of every hill I cursed his name, I fed the fire of all the things I still desire. But now I see it closing its eyes as I finally choose my life. Now this is where my fear finally sleeps, in the arms of who I choose to be. Every scar it tried to keep now belongs to my belief. This is where my fear finally sleeps, not erased, just laid at peace. I don't carry it with me. This is where my fear finally sleeps, in the quiet. I am free. I tried to fix what broke me with hands that couldn't heal. I held on to the pieces I was too afraid to feel. Every crack I tried to cover, every scar I tried to hide. But the more I tried to fight it, the more I lost inside. I was searching for a cure in places never meant to hold. I tried to fix what broke me, but I was breaking more. Every step I took to heal left me scattered on the floor. I tried to fix what broke me till I finally understood. Some wounds don't need fixing, they just need to be understood. The guitar cries like a memory, soft but cutting through the dark. The cello holds the weight of me when I'm falling apart. The rhythm pulls me slowly, like it knows I'll find my way. And in the quiet of surrender, I begin to feel the change. Maybe healing isn't strong, maybe it's just holding on. I try to fix what broke me, but I only learned to see that every broken piece of me still belongs to me. I try to fix what broke me, now I'm learning how to stay with every fragile part of me I used to push away. Maybe I don't need repair, maybe I just need to care for the version left behind that I never let unwind. And maybe pain is not the end, maybe it's where I begin. I try to fix what broke me, now I'm letting myself be. Every scar a quiet story of who I came to be. I try to fix what broke me, but I found something more in the pieces I was holding. I found my core, not fixed, just real. Not fixed, just real.
I loved you in the quiet moments nobody else could see, in the way I gave you everything and forgot what I need. Yeah, I stayed when it was easier to walk away and breathe. I called it love, I called it hope, but it was breaking me. I kept forgiving every scar until I forgot who you are. I loved you until it hurt me, until my heart lost its voice. I traded peace for promises, I never really had a choice. I loved you until it hurt me, until I couldn't pretend that loving you was saving us when it was breaking me in. the end. I smiled through the smallest lies, slept beside the truth undone. I held your pain like it was mine, while mine was slowly done. I learned the cost of staying soft in a love that felt so hard. Some hearts don't shatter suddenly, they fade apart. I begged for less, I gave you more. I don't know who I was for. I loved you until it hurt me, until I couldn't breathe. I carried both our weights alone and called it loyalty. I loved you until it hurt me, until my soul felt thin. I didn't lose you, I lost myself trying to keep you in. Maybe love was never meant to feel like constant fear. Maybe hearts need safety too, not just a need to stay near. I loved you until it hurt me, but now I'm choosing rest. I'm laying down the blame and shame. I gave my honest best. I loved you until it hurt me. Now I'm learning how to heal. I won't regret the love I gave, but I won't forget how it feels. Some love teaches you how to stay. Some love teaches you to leave.
The street is empty, but my mind is loud. Every doubt still follows me around. I've learned the sound of my own fears. They echo what I couldn't hear. Footsteps fall in a broken line between what's yours and what is mine. I've lost a lot, I've gained the truth. The loneliness can still be proof. I used to think the dark was all I'd see. No hands to hold, no remedy. But in the quiet I began to find a different light behind my eyes. I walk alone, but not in darkness. I got a fire the night can't arrest. Every shadow that once owned this heart now just shows me where I start. I walk alone, but not in darkness. Even broken steps still blessed. Every mile I face by myself still leads me closer to my best. The cello knows my hidden name. Every loss, every flamed out flame. The guitar speaks in fragile cries of things I buried to survive. The rhythm moves my trembling spine. Soft brush and kick like borrowed time. And the bass beneath this quiet chest says you're alone but not helpless. I've been afraid of empty space,
quiet rooms and vacant days, but in this stillness I confess I finally hear my confidence. I walk alone but not in darkness. I've got a fire the night can't rest. Every shadow that once owned this heart now just shows me where I start. I walk alone but not in darkness. Even broken steps still bless. Every mile I face by myself still leads me closer to my strength is not a crowd cheering when you're feeling down. Maybe strength is staying when no one calls you home again. I've been lost, I've been afraid of the choices that I made, but the road I fear to tread is the one that taught my legs. I walk alone but not in darkness. I don't need the night's permission. Every scar that tried to mark this only shaped my new condition. I walk alone but not in darkness. I still fall but I still rise. Even when I'm on my own, I am never without light. I walk alone but not in darkness. Wake up in a place unknown, not where I was, not fully home. The past still whispers through my veins, but I don't feel the same old pain. I walk a line I can't define between the dark and something light. Not quite broken, not yet healed, just learning how to feel. Every step is unsure, but I know I've come this far. I'm somewhere between healing and hurting, not falling apart, but not certain. Some days I rise, some days I break, but I'm still here for my own sake. I'm somewhere between healing and hurting, where every scar is still burning, but I can see a light ahead, even through what's left unsaid. Guitar hums a softer tone, like I'm no longer all alone. The cello holds what I can't say, but doesn't pull me all the way. The rhythm keeps me moving on,
strength feels gone, and in the quiet I begin to feel a peace beneath my skin. I don't need to rush the end, I'm allowed to break and mend. I'm somewhere between healing and hurting, still learning what I'm deserving. Some nights are long, some mornings bright, but I keep stepping toward the light. I'm somewhere between healing and hurting, but I know I'm slowly turning into someone I can be, someone finally free. Maybe healing isn't clean, maybe it lives in between, and every tear that doesn't fall, and learning how to stand through it all. And maybe I don't have to choose between the pain and something new. I'm somewhere between healing and hurting, but I'm no longer deserting. The parts of me I used to hide, I hold them closer now inside. I'm somewhere between healing and hurting, and for the first time I'm certain that even through the pain I see, there's still a better part of me. Not broken, just becoming.
I loved you in the quiet moments when nobody else could see, in the way I gave you everything, forgot what I need. I stayed when it was easier to walk away and breathe. I called it love, I called it hope, but it was breaking me. I kept forgiving every scar until I forgot who you are. I loved you until it hurt me, until my heart lost its voice. I traded peace for promises, I never really had a choice. I loved you until it hurt me, until I couldn't pretend that loving you was saving us when it was breaking me in the end. I smiled through the smallest lies, slept beside the truth undone. I held your pain like it was mine, while mine was slowly done. I learned the cost of staying soft in a love that felt so hard. Some hearts don't shatter suddenly, they fade apart. I begged for less, I gave you more. I don't know who I was for. I loved you until it hurt me, until I couldn't breathe. I carried both our weights alone and called it loyalty. I loved you until it hurt me, until my soul felt thin. I didn't lose you, I lost myself. myself, trying to keep you in. Maybe love was never meant to feel like constant fear. Maybe hearts need safety too, not just a need to stay near. I loved you until it hurt me, but now I'm choosing rest. I'm laying down the blame and shame. I gave my honest best. I loved you until it hurt me. Now I'm learning how to heal. I won't regret the love I gave, but I won't forget how it really feels. Some love teaches you how to stay. Teaches you to leave. I've been talking to the walls again, trying to make some sense of when my heart got tired of being strong, of holding on for far too long. The night feels heavy on my chest, like every breath is just a test. But in the quiet, soft and slow, I feel something let me go. I don't need the answers now, I don't need to know the how. Feeling comes without a sound. I let it find me on the ground. Let the silence heal me, where the pain can finally rest. Let the quiet teach me I don't have to be my best. Every scar can breathe again, every tear can just be free. I won't fight this calm tonight. Let the silence heal me. The morning light feels unfamiliar, like hope knocking through the blur. I've been scared of empty space, afraid of slowing down my pace. The cello hums what I can't say, the guitar holds me while I sway. And every note reminds my soul that broken doesn't mean I'm whole. I carry weight I couldn't see, mistook survival for belief. But in the stillness I can feel what's been hurt and start to heal. Let the silence heal me, where the pain can finally rest. Let the quiet teach me I don't have to be my best. Every scar can breathe again, every tear can just be free. I won't fight this calm tonight. Let the silence heal me. Maybe peace is not a flame that burns away the hurt and shame. Maybe peace is learning how to lay my armor gently down. I've been loud inside my head, chasing words I never said. But in the hush where truth feels near, I finally hear myself clear. Let the silence heal me, I don't need to run or hide. Every wound that tried to shape me now just shows me I survived. If tomorrow comes in time, I'll meet it honestly. I am safe inside this calm. Let the silence heal me. In the quiet,
carry love like it was gold, something sacred I could hold. Through every crack and every fall, I never thought I'd lose it all. I gave you more than I could keep, promises I couldn't meet. And every time you turned away, I begged my heart to stay. I thought love meant I had to stay, even when it slipped away. I carried love till it broke me, held it close till I couldn't breathe. Every piece I tried to save slowly took the best of me. I carried love until it broke me, till I couldn't stand the weight. Now I'm learning how to leave before it's too late. The guitar trembles like my hands, trying hard to understand how something beautiful and true turned into something I outgrew. The cello cries beneath the skin of every place I've ever been, and in the rhythm of the night I feel the truth I used to fight. I gave you all I had inside, but love shouldn't make you hide. I carried love until it broke me, tried to fix what wasn't mine, held on longer than I should just to keep you in my life. I carried love until it broke me, till I forgot who I became. Now I'm walking out the silence, calling back my name. Maybe love is not the pain, not the loss, not all the strain. Maybe love is letting go before it turns into a war. And maybe I was strong enough to finally release your love. I carried love until it broke me. Now I'm stronger from the fall. Every scar becomes a story that I'm learning to recall. I carried love until it broke me, but it didn't end my soul. Now I'm standing in the pieces, finally whole.